So reports are coming out that Manchester United are working on a shock move right now for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And I'm going to share my thoughts on that news and that report in a minute. But we're going to break down some news that's come out on what Manchester United's plan is, what's the plan of action, what are we looking to improve, what is the striker situation. Richard Rios, Palmeiras have now been knocked out of the Club World Cup. United can now make their move for Richard Rios. Time to make a move, please. If he's the Edison alternative and he's 20 million and Edison's 60 million, you might as well do it. Bargain price. We're going to talk about Richard Rios, and Cuckoo's been offered to United. The Rashford situation, a bit of drama developing there, and apparently Euro is helping Diego Leon settle. So we're ending on something nice, but it is a little bit like we finished 15th, and the name's being thrown around of Rios, which I think would be a good signing and a good addition, but I don't know loads about him. I'm happy if we sign Rios. But the other names being thrown about are Nkuku and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, because, yeah, they're going to come in and save Manchester United. And Nkuku, a couple of years ago, you'd be gassed about that. Maybe even Dominic Calvert-Lewin when he had that good season at Everton. But some of the news today is a bit underwhelming. Some of it I don't fully believe, but let's dive into it. So I'm going to get into what The Athletic said the other day in regards to where United are at in the striker situation. This is what you get from a tier 1 source, so you can get a good understanding of the whole striker situation. So we're prioritising Mbeumo before moving for a striker. The problem is, by the time we get Mbeumo, it could be 2028. And I don't think we can go 3 years without signing another player. So come on, United, go and get Mbeumo then. Go and get it done, because you're saying you won't do anything until it's done. Well, it might not be done for 3 years with the way you're working. So yeah, we want a new centre forward, but after Mbeumo, basically is sign Mbeumo, sell some players through the money we make through sales, sign a centre forward. Watkins is one to watch. We made contact about Hugo Ekitike of Eintracht Frankfurt. We like him. We like Gyökeres. Gyökeres prefers Arsenal. Højlund, happy to stay at Manchester United, but Laurie Whitwell did actually say it's more likely he will leave than stay. So maybe there could be some developments there. You then got the United Muppeteers saying that selling Sancho and Antony may be enough for United to make a move for a striker. Now, this was said the other day. No sales happened the other day, and Mbeumo was still at a standstill. Are Manchester United going to start looking in the free agent market for a striker? Because now reports are coming out that Manchester United are making a move to sign free agent Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Not Manchester United are looking at free agent Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Manchester United are making a move, apparently. Please no. I refuse to believe this. I just can't believe we'd be making a move for Dominic Calvert-Lewin on a free. Surely not. Surely I don't think we are. I don't actually think we are. So this has come out via reluctant Nico. I don't think he's the best source of information. I don't think it's a reliable source. In fact, he blocked me because I said he wasn't a reliable source. But he's claiming that we are making a shot move to sign free agent Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That is what he's saying. He's talking about trying to juggle the finances. Apparently, insiders have said we've reached out about the possibility of a surprise move, and we believe that his qualities are there, and because of the lack of funds, him being, third, fourth choice might suit him. Yeah, that's what's being said in regards to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I don't want Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin's agent could be putting a bit of information out that Man United are interested in him because he's a free agent and he wants to drum up some interest in him. So if you say Man United are interested in you, he gets out there. Maybe some other clubs will be interested in him. I think his agent could be using Man United to get him a move. I don't want to be making a free agent move for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Jonathan David was there as a free agent. You did nothing. Are you seriously telling me you go for injury-prone Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's done nothing the last few seasons, and not make a move for Jonathan David, who apparently wanted a Manchester United move? Seriously, you're not telling me you would go for Calvert-Lewin on a free, but not Jonathan David. I don't believe that we're going for him. I think this is maybe agent pushed it out. I don't think it's the best source of information. I refuse to believe this. I just can't believe it, to be honest. I just can't. I don't want to believe it. So if it is true, I'll be a bit annoyed. I don't want Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's not good enough. That's like, he might be better than Højlund, but he's not good enough. Everton probably were worse than us at scoring goals last season at points, and that says a lot. Now, a player that I wouldn't mind, but I don't know a lot about, but I think for 20 million, it could be a good price tag. And I liked what I've seen of him in the Club World Cup is Richard Rios. Now, Manchester United are tracking Richard Rios at every Palmeiras match. He's admired by Wilcox and Vivel, and he's cheaper and attainable alternative to Edison. Now, Alfredo Padella has constantly linked us to Richard Rios. He said just last week that Manchester United is showing serious interest in Richard Rios. This is one to watch closely. He said this about like a week and a half ago. He also mentioned that once the Club World Cup is over, I think it was him or someone mentioned once the Club World Cup is over, United could make their move for Rios. Nothing will happen until he's out of the Club World Cup. Well, he's out of the Club World Cup, so Man United, this is time to make a move for Rios. If we're talking 20 to 25 million euros, we're talking we're talking 17 to 21 million pounds, which for me, we need a midfielder. I don't think we can afford to spend 60 million on a midfielder, especially with how slow sales are going. You got to explore that. You got to explore that. Dean Jones, Soccer, and Danny Rust also said that we're keeping eyes on Richard Rios. We like him. We want to bolster the middle of the park. We've had tier 1 sources confirm Manchester United want to sign a midfielder. Is Richard Rios' agent using Man United to drum up interest? It's a possibility. Are Manchester United interested in Richard Rios? It's a possibility. He's got similarities to Edison. He'll be a lot cheaper. Go make your move. Don't be wasting time on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Go make a move for Richard Rios. Go make a move. A player I don't want us to make a move for. I do think I would have been happy if we got him on loan in January because we needed another body on loan after losing Rashford and losing Anthony. But I don't want this guy on a permanent deal. I don't want him at all, to be honest. I think he's a decent player and I think he could be good outside of Chelsea. But if you're signing Cunha and you've got Xerxes and you've got Mbeumo, this makes no sense because he's not a number 9. He's sort of similar to Xerxes. But Chelsea from Man United will cost them 35 million to sign Cuckoo this summer. I'm just worried that we're going to send Garnacho one way and getting Cuckoo the other way. And Chelsea will be better off. When you do business with Chelsea, they're always better off. We're talking about Madueke and Nwaneri swap deal going on. There was, talk about that earlier today. That's much better for Chelsea. You're talking about Chelsea. Every time we do business with Chelsea, 60 million for Mason Mount, they benefit. They got 65 million for Havertz out of Arsenal. Chelsea always benefit. And they'll probably get Garnacho on the cheap, in Chelsea. They always benefit. I don't like it. So yeah, I also wanted to laugh about the Rashford reports coming out today. Oh yeah, by the way, this is your 10-minute roundup video. We round up the news in 10 minutes every evening on the channel throughout the transfer window. We round up the news. I say news, I feel like it's the weekend. A lot of people aren't working. It's the summer. I really don't think there's a whole lot of news. I'm going to show you this now. Now, this has come from Santi. Now, I think Santi's a good source of information. He said Barcelona are expected to open talks with Manchester United in the coming days regarding Rashford. Brilliant. Bish, bash, bosh. Let's hurry up this move. Good source. Barcelona to open talks with United. Nico Williams deal off. Rashford deal should move. Right. Then another report comes out and says this. Rashford is currently not on Barcelona's agenda. Rashford's reps have made it clear his desire to join and even more to play alongside Lamine Yamal. We know that. But right now, it's more of a wish than reality. So these reports were like less than an hour apart. One is like, yeah, Barcelona want Rashford. They're in for him. We didn't say those exact words. But one is suggesting Barcelona are in for Rashford. They're going to open talks. The others are saying Barcelona aren't that interested in Rashford. This is the stance. Everybody knows that we're desperate to offload Rashford. And if it gets to end of August, we're probably going to let him go on loan. I think Barcelona are going to play us because they know that we're so desperate to get rid of him that we'll let him go on loan. And I think Barcelona will pretend they're not interested, go and look at this player, go and look at that player, and I think it's going to go down to deadline day and I think he's going to go on loan. I'm telling you this now, we can go back to this clip. I think Barcelona like Rashford. I think they're going to pretend they don't like Rashford. So it's a trick from Barcelona to get Manchester United end of August to just agree to a loan. I think that's what it is. And United are in a weak negotiating position because of the public fallout with Rashford, because of his wages, and we'll let him go on loan. And instead of getting 40 million in, I think that's what it is. I think people are, Betis are trying to do it with Anthony because everyone knows we're so desperate to get rid of them and that they're not welcome back to training. Everyone's trying to get them on loan because it saves that club money. It doesn't help us. It doesn't help us one bit. And look, Rashford's now taking Manchester United out of his bio. He's annoyed. His number 10 shirt's been taken away. He's annoyed. He's basically been kicked out and told not to return to training. Apparently, he wanted to return to training, but he's told not. Apparently, he wanted to return to training, but he's been told not to, according to somebody I spoke to. So, yeah, he's peed off and he's removed Man United from his bio. But we're going to end on, the only positive thing to discuss today. Obviously, Diego Leon being announced. Woo! Man United dragged that on and announced it about 4 times. But Lenny Yoro apparently is helping Diego Leon settle in Manchester, both doing grass training to raise fitness. Leon has also met Amorim. So that's good. It's good to see Lenny Yoro, such a character, such a nice guy. One of the only likeable things about this club right now. Yeah, I also went on a big rant in my video earlier today about Ruben Amorim, by the way, guys. Not about Amorim, but about how Amorim's only got one signing in for pre-season and how it's a disgrace. Yeah, it's not good. I want to wake up to an Mbeumo, here we go, tomorrow. Fingers crossed it happens. Do I think it will happen? Probably not. Thank you for watching. Bye.